Good afternoon. I'm FOX29 meteorologist Kathy Orr with a special weather alert. A tornado warning has just been issued for parts of Burlington and Ocean counties this afternoon. This until 3:30. This from the National Weather Service. At 3:10, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Browns Mills. That's in Burlington County, or 17 miles west of Toms River, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. So this is the area of concern. The towns that could be impacted are Woodruff, Browns Mills, and Country Lake Estates. If you are familiar with this area or live anywhere near here, make sure you call your friends and relatives, let them know to get to an interior room of their home, away from the windows or in the basement, and wait until this dangerous storm passes. This will be in Hanover Furnace in a matter of minutes. So this is the tornado warned area in Burlington and Ocean counties. You can see it's moving toward the northeast at about 30 miles an hour. So flying debris is a concern with this, with winds that could be upwards of 70, 80, even 90 miles an hour. With this, it was a Doppler radar indicated tornado, meaning that the National Weather Service saw a tornado or saw a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, and it had some rotation with it. Typically, we see the severe thunderstorm, it produces hail, and there is some kind of a spin in the atmosphere, and that's what's happened at this case. So right now over Plumstead, if you live in this area, near Lakehurst, also if we look at the area roads associated with this, there's a lot of people that travel this way and could be on their way toward the shore, toward Toms River. That's the area we're concerned with. So here is Brown Mills in Burlington County, 295. Bordentown seeing some heavy rain, not in the warning area right now, but New Hanover is. And also looking toward Jackson. We know Jackson very well because of the outlets, of course, that are up there on your way to the shore. Lakewood, another area. 195 is the road that you take from Trenton going towards Spring Lake or Belmar toward the beach. So this is the area of concern that we're looking from Burlington County moving northeast into parts of Ocean County. Ocean County, of course, are shore points that we're concerned with, and also Toms River. So this rotating thunderstorm was located near Browns Mills, or 17 miles west of Toms River, and it's moving in that direction. So Jackson, that is one of our areas of concern. The storm will be near you by 3:39, by South Lakewood by 3:45, and by Lakewood by 3:48. A tornado warning for Burlington and Ocean counties, and that is until 3:30 this afternoon. I want to see if my colleague Scott Williams is on the air. Scott, what can you tell us about the spin or the hail associated with this particular tornado warning?
Yeah, well, Kathy, of course, we've been keeping tabs on what's been happening with the rotation with this. So this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado. So one has not been confirmed, but Doppler radar is showing the potential is there for some rotation within this particular cell. We've seen the humidity levels spiking throughout the afternoon. Temperatures certainly were held at bay, only topping out today in the mid to upper 70s, but a little bit of surface heating as well as some of those dew points climbing and a little spin in the atmosphere. We talked about this yesterday, how we could have potential severe thunderstorms, and that's what we've been getting this afternoon. So you can see those last several frames showing a little bit of rotation as this lifts to the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. So places in the path of this potential tornado warned cell, the Plumstead area, moving toward places like Jackson, just to the north and west of the Lakehurst area. Lakehurst is not in the tornado warning, but once again, you can see those last several frames showing a little bit of rotation with ultimate Doppler. So if you live within sections of this tornado warned area in sections of northwestern Ocean County, you'll want to seek shelter immediately. Go to the basement. If you don't have a basement, an interior windowless closet or a bathroom away from all windows, that is what you want to do. Of course, it's really been an active time over the past several days. We had those damaging winds, straight line winds on Monday. We got a break the last couple of days, and now we're talking about this potential tornado. So as we take a look at some of the product here in-house, we're talking about the rotation. So you can see the radar is on there, but also look at that blue. That is showing you on Ultimate Doppler where we're looking at a little bit of spin in the atmosphere, and that is just to the north of Highway 70 through sections of Burlington County, now moving into sections of Ocean County. So what I'm going to do is just take the radar off just briefly so you can really see what we're watching here as far as that red polygon. That is where we do have that current tornado warning. You can see that blue. That is showing you where we're looking at rotation in the atmosphere, basically that wind shear. So that is crossing Hanover Furnace, crossing the Burlington County line into sections of Ocean County. So once again, we're looking at spin in the atmosphere. Now, a lot of these areas are kind of rural, not highly populated, but nonetheless, the potential is there for that rotating column of air. And once again, Doppler radar indicated tornado. So once again, finding some rotation, finding some wind shear with that. So I'll put the radar back on, and you can see that spin continuing to lift north and east at about 30 miles per hour. So once again, we're keeping tabs on the northwestern part of Ocean County. So Brittletown, the Plumstead area, moving toward the Wood Air Estates, northwestern sections of Burlington County. That's where we're looking at some of that rotation as indicated by Ultimate Doppler. Movement to the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. This will move just to the north and east, north and west rather, of the Jackson area in sections of Ocean County, move toward 195. A lot of people take that toward the shore as you're going through sections of Ocean County. So once again, we're keeping tabs on a tornado warning sections of Ocean County right now until about 3:30. So once again, we'll put that tracker on here and you can see Ocean County tornado warning until 3:30, movement to the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. And it's had a history of some pretty good wind shear crossing Burlington County into sections of Ocean County. But you can see those last several frames showing the rotation and showing some of that spin in the atmosphere. Kathy, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, you know what, Scott, looking at this, if you can pull out a little bit, you're showing us where that shear is, and people are not familiar with shear. We talk about that with airplanes as well. Your concern is wind shear. Now, this is the air columns. As you go higher up in the atmosphere, it changes wind speed and direction, and that's what creates that spin. So that's why we're looking at the shear. Also, we saw Route 70 that is in the path of this storm. A lot of folks take 70 to 72, head down the shore that way as well to LBI. So we have to be very wary. If you know anybody that's on their way to the beaches, especially Long Beach Island or heading up toward Belmar or even into places like Spring Lake, give them a call and let them know that there's a tornado warning that could be on their way toward those shore points. The greatest storm energy we call the helicity, and if you look really closely as we went through the afternoon, there was a little bit of yellow in there. So let's rerun that and you can see. Usually when we see the colors that are about like orange and also that fuchsia color, that means there's an extreme amount of helicity, but there might have just been enough with this shear to create that rotating thunderstorm on Doppler radar at the National Weather Service. And when we look at this rotation that Scott was showing us going right near Brittletown and heading toward Collier's Mills into Plumstead, this is where we anticipate if there is a tornado that this is where it would be doing the damage. And you can see all of these small country roads on the way to the beach that are associated with the path of this particular storm. Now we have about 5 minutes left on this warning. And Scott, I'm wondering if you put on hail tracker, if we got much hail with these storms, because earlier in the summer when we had a few tornadoes, we didn't pick up on the hail as much on these very humid days, and where they were more shallow in the way of those returns. But we are picking up on the shear quite well. I'm wondering if our hail tracker is showing much. We do have some lightning with this and some torrential rain. We have the spin, and that is why we're very concerned about this particular area right now in Ocean County, northwestern Ocean County, that is still under a tornado warning. till at least 3 o'clock this afternoon. We do have one other severe thunderstorm warning right now that's in parts of Gloucester County and the western part of Burlington County, including Chemung, so we'll keep an eye on that. That is until 3:30 as well. So Burlington, Camden counties, a little bit of a shear there you can see is that blue indicator, but not a tornado here, a severe thunderstorm warning in Burlington and Camden County until 3:30. So we go back to our tornado warning. The Burlington County part of this tornado warning has expired as the storm has clearly moved over the county line into Ocean County. Here is our shear marker as we've been talking about the spin in the atmosphere, and this is the warned area. When we add the radar, you can see the threat kind of moving out of Plumstead and moving east toward the northeast, and some of that heavy rain getting toward Jackson, which is not in the warning area, but in this area just to the south of 195. So torrential downpours. This is the kind of rain that you have to pull off to the side of the road or reduce your speed because there's ponding on area roads and the roads will be flooding very quickly. These rain rates are at least about 1 to 2 inches an hour right along 195. Heavy rain along 295 as well in Route 130 when most of this activity and for the rest of the afternoon will be in New Jersey and moving out of Pennsylvania. As far as the tornado warning is concerned, we're concerned about damaging winds associated with it and any kind of flying debris with intense winds. As far as the tornado wind speeds, 70, 80, 90 mile an hour winds are possible with these storms, and that's why we're very concerned. Earlier in the week, on Monday, we had a couple confirmed tornadoes with wind speeds that were similar, and you can see all of that spin in the atmosphere that will create the damage as the storm continues to move toward the north and east. Tornado safety, we always want to remind you that if you are in the path of a tornado, go to the basement, away from the windows, of course. If you don't have a basement, go to an interior room of your home and just wait until the storm passes. In many accounts, whether it's a tornado or severe thunderstorm, with those types of wind speeds that are 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, it will take trees down. That could do damage to your home and also obviously create problems if you are outside. So tornado warning once again for Ocean County until 3:30 in the afternoon. And Scott, if we could do a storm track on that, we don't have a lot more real estate for the storm to move toward the northeast, but it's looking like it's getting closer to Jackson, and Jackson not quite in that warning area. It will probably be a severe thunderstorm warning once we make it to that 3:30 in the afternoon time frame. But moving toward the northeast at 30 miles an hour, this is the warned area still through Woodare Estates, and then the storm will continue to move toward the northeast in a weakened form, but still you have to be very watchful of the potential for a severe thunderstorm as it continues toward Jackson and also toward Vista Center. We just got word from our control room that this tornado is expected to expire, the warning, at 3:30 in the afternoon. So that's the good news. So this storm will be near Woodare Estates at 3:32, Jackson by 3:40 as a severe thunderstorm, still potential for damaging winds, and Vista Center by 3:45, and Edgewood Park by 3:49. So once again, this tornado warning in effect for the next minute or so for Ocean County, New Jersey, moving toward the northeast at 30 miles an hour. The concern was flying debris, also mobile homes that could be damaged or destroyed, some roof damage, windows, vehicles, any weakened trees by recent heavy rains, that type of thing. The locations that were impacted earlier were Woodruff and Browns Mills, Country Lake Estates, and now we were looking at Plumstead and Ocean County and the areas south of 195 that would be in the path of this potential tornado. It was indicated by Doppler radar at about 10 minutes after 3 o'clock by the National Weather Service. They saw a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. That was near Browns Mills in Burlington County, but moving very quickly at 30 miles an hour toward the northeast. So you have strong damaging winds and you have a storm that's moving fairly quickly, and with that momentum, it has the potential to create some damage indeed. So the National Weather Service has allowed this to expire. They will most likely put out a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson and areas around 195. So we will keep you updated throughout the afternoon if any other tornado warnings are issued, and of course have full team coverage on the severe weather coming up on FOX29 News beginning at 5. Have a good afternoon and stay safe.